Good morning, everybody. Hi, Rosha. Good morning. And how are you doing with self today? How are you sorting out self today? Okay. And how are you looking at things today? So today is another amazing day, and a lot of you are having a ball because it's a sunny, wonderful morning. Lots of amazing things are happening, and we are having fun with the day. We're having fun with the week. We are having fun with the new month in front of us. So let's see what we can do with this amazing day. Let's let's look at what's going on in this amazing morning. So when we look at the day and we see all these wonderful things coming through, we know we are having a wonderful time of life and the day. So here you are. Hello, Loretta. Hello, Dawn. How are you? Hi, Dawn. Did you survive the live last day? Zoom seminar last night. How did you do? I hope you had a really wonderful time with that. It was awesome. We had a great time. It went beyond expectations, and everybody was so happy. Yoko talked about it, and everybody was so fine. It was amazing. And we woke up to this glorious morning. There's so much happening. Look at it. Everything is blooming. The plants, the flowers, the roses. They're astounding. It just, I had a great time. Thanks, Dawn. Yoko is sending you the slides, but it was exciting. Most people didn't expect it to be so harsh. They didn't expect it that they were coming into it, and it was going to be so strong, and so so this is where we are. So I thought, wow, let me let everybody enjoy this thing, and people were surprised. I know Rosita had a shock, but this was really great. I really enjoyed it. We had a really good turnout. A few people said they didn't get the notification, so I have to work on that today right away after the live. But besides that, it was fabulous. It was an amazing night. So I am happy that everybody was there. So I decided, let us get everybody going and get them into it right away. It was a jump in and stay in type of night. It was amazing. And good morning, Fruition. It was amazing, the jump in and kind of night. Everybody had a really wonderful time with that. So I am looking forward to tonight. Tonight is going to be expectantly amazing. It was just, it doesn't try to sugarcoat it. And knowing you as I do, I didn't expect that. I don't know. Good morning. It was not going to be sugarcoated, and I'm glad you knew that. If we have to go in, when you're doing something like this, you have to go in you have to see the hardest thing first, and that's something I practice. The most difficult thing I have to do every day, I do it first. So anyway, I'm going to take those glasses off. When I need to read, I'll put it on. So here you are. This is what I said. This is your topic for today. Here you are. And what are you doing to yourself today? What are you doing for yourself today? How are you taking care of the magnificent you today? So morning blessings, when you come for the morning blessing, it's always something that's going to tickle you. It's always something that's going to teach you. You're always going to learn something. The morning blessing is not a joke. I'm not a priest. I'm not going to bless you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I'm not going to do any of that for you. That you can claim for yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror in the morning. So one of the first amazing and beautiful things we need to do when we get up in the morning is to look at self and go into the mirror and say, good morning, self. How are you doing today? What are your plans for today? This is the absolute best blessing you can give to yourself. So rather than somebody giving it to you, good morning, Yoko, coming through with that, it is amazing that you can do it for yourself. Because when we get up in the morning and we serve ourselves first, we are serving ourselves in the highest order. We matter, we count. So that's why we greet you with a saving when you get up in the morning. That's why the topic today is, here you are. What are you doing for yourself today? So it's like me meeting you and I'm greeting you again and I'm going, here you are, all of you. And what are you doing for yourself today? That is the question we need to ask. What are you doing? Are you doing something today that you would rather not be doing? Is self telling you you need to stop doing that? Think of that for a second while I take a sip of my coffee. Is self saying something to you? You're headed towards doing something. And is yourself saying to you, no, you can't? Or maybe you shouldn't? By how you feel. Yourself maybe will not speak words, but it will send feelings. It's like when you eat something you know you shouldn't eat. You get sick to the stomach, or you feel yucky, or you do this or that. Something is happening to you. That is self sending a message. I don't like this. Don't give it to me again. But it doesn't talk. It makes you uncomfortable. You curl up in bed and your stomach is roaring. Or you're cold, or you're sweaty, you're clammy. Something is wrong. Self is saying, what did you do? So that is being sick. Sick with the body that you can feel. I am sick with my body. My body is hurting. Good morning, Rosita. And self is asking you that question. So that's why I come to you and I ask you to say that to yourself in the morning. Here you are. And then I asked, what are you doing to your magnificent self today? What are you doing for yourself today? What are you doing for your highest self today? It's not only yourself, your highest self. So we all make choices. We all do things that are not making us, not for our highest good. We do something because society says we should do it. We behave a certain way because society said we should do that. We behave a certain way because somebody expects us to behave that way towards them, and we keep doing this, and this is so wrong. If it is telling you in your core that this is not where you should be and this is not what you should do, you really have to sit and consider it. You really have to sit and contemplate it. You really have to sit and listen. The older folks will say you have to keep your ears to the ground, meaning you have the ability to listen to yourself. They're not talking of you walking around with your ears connected to the floor. What they're asking you to do is to make yourself connected to yourself. Listen to what yourself is saying to you. When you're feeling it. Once you ever heard the saying, when I met them, the hair on my back stood up. What is that? That is self saying, not healthy, not good for you, maybe good for somebody else, but this relationship is not good for you. This interaction is going to hurt you. That is a warning. That is a signal. That is keeping your ear to the ground. That is realizing that this is what is happening to you. Hi, Ahmad. We'll send you the link. Sorry. You have to remember that. You must remember that. When you feel uneasy and you're in a situation, you need to back off. Hi, Christina, and say to yourself, wow, I need to stop. I need to freeze in place. I cannot move forward, backward, or sideways. I need to freeze to think, to get through this. And this is what self is telling you when you feel it. When you feel the hairs on your back, when you feel you're shivering somewhere and you know it's not cold. So what are you doing with that magnificent self? You're in a relationship, and that relationship is tearing you apart. That relationship is tugging at you. What can you do about it? Can you fix the relationship? Can you work towards making it better? You're working in an environment where it is not good for you. You feel as if it's just not suitable. Yes, you have to get paid, so you stay there. But should you just keep it? Or should you go and try to find something else while you are in there? They said, excuse me, you get a better chance of changing things when you are doing something and you make a move towards something else. That's what they're saying. So, you have to do that. When you look at this situation, you have to ask yourself every day, what am I doing for myself today? I'm choking. What am I doing for myself today? And you have to ask yourself that question over and over again. What am I doing? Is that right? The behavior I'm receiving in that situation, is it okay for me? Are you being fulfilled? It's always, you have to start with higher self. You must start with self. If you are taking the situation you're in and you know it's not good for you, and it doesn't have to be a loving relationship, it doesn't have to be a job, it could just be a friend. You see, when you're in that person's space, you're not learning, you're not growing. My father once said something to me. He said, when you have in a relationship with somebody and in a friendship, and you're giving more than that person is giving, and that person is taking more from you than they're giving to you. Not that they have to give you something, but if the interchange, the actual dynamics of give and take is not working, it doesn't have to be assets. Doesn't have to be a physical, I give you a book, you give me two. That's not what he was talking about. He said the exchange of the mind. If that person is not pushing your mind a little further and they're just draining your mind, then you know this is not the right relationship for you. Then you know you have to set it aside. You mightn't turn around and lose it forever, but you set it aside for a little bit. If that relationship is not exchanging words and thoughts and deeds with you, it's not parallel, it's not working with you, it's not giving and taking, then you know that relationship is not for your highest good. That's what he said to me. He said, in a relationship, there should be some giving and some taking. But if you find you're the one giving and the person is considering and constantly taking from you, then you have to reconsider. You have to look at it and you have to say, what is going on here? So that all of these ways is treating your high self. And the thing about it is too, that behavior is making people treat you the way that you're letting them do it. They think it's okay to behave that way. You cannot want better for somebody who doesn't want better for themselves. You know? And that is one of those things you have to realize. If you have a friend and you're constantly talking and giving to them and they are not doing anything much for you, then you have to ask yourself what it is I can do to out of this relationship. So the question, like Donato said, are you an asshole? I said, you know Donato, he takes the morning blessing and he's blunt. But really, knowing my father, that's what he would say. Are you a fool? He would say, what are you, stupid or something? This relationship is you giving all of you, every part of you. And that person is just standing there and absorbing like a sponge. And maybe not quite absorbing, but wasting the knowledge or the freedom that you're giving them. So that is when you have to turn and say, you know what, I need to regroup. That is why I always ask you guys to have a journal. That's why I love the idea of writing these things down, talking about it, writing it down constantly. It must take, it must grow, it must do that, it has to. I demand of it, right? Because you are going to write it down and say, this, you write about your feelings. Once you put it on the page, it leaves you. And once you have written it, I don't mean take on a phone. That's rubbish, utter rubbish. You need to write it down. Feel your frustration in writing and say it. I am giving to you, I am there for you, and you don't seem to be moving in one direction or the other. All you do, you drain me. At the end of the conversation, how do you feel? You know what the old people used to do? When they have drained, and they drain, and they have given so much, whether it's through a massage, in the olden days, they would shake it out. Just shake out all this energy from that person out of them. Because they realize they have captured that energy by touching them, by interacting with them. So that's what we all have to understand. The most important person is you. Because if you are not well, the rest of the world around you cannot be well. So one of the things that you have to do is realize you matter. Here I am. What am I doing for me today? Is it going to grow? Yes, you will grow. I will demand it. You take your pen and paper and you write your frustration about the situation, about the person, your friend, your best friend. And maybe you might have to say, I give, you take. You're not responding. So my dad had asked us that. He said, if you're in a relationship and you're putting, whether it's a loving, a husband, a wife, a nice relationship, and you're putting into that relationship more than you're getting, you need to have a conversation with self. Not with your other friends, not with anybody, but with yourself. You write it down, and that is what he said, write it down. The energy of writing is much better for you than the energy of tick 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 if your thumb's on your iPad or your phone. Write it down. Once you have written it down, like I said a few minutes ago, it leaves you. It clears you. It leaves room for you to now take in new information, for you to have new thoughts, new ideas, new behaviors concerning that situation you're finding yourself into. And that is what you have to do. So one of the things you must do every day when you greet yourself, those of you that don't know what we always did on the morning blessings, we haven't been doing it a lot. So those of you who are new and who are coming, one of the things you say when you wake up and you head to the washroom and you look at the mirror, as ugly as you may think you look, as exhausted as you think you look at self and you go, here you are. You look stunning today. Here you are. What plans do we have for us today? That is the sweetest thing you can do for yourself. Acknowledging you are alive. Nobody else can do that for you. So this is why my dad gave us that example of how life should be. He said that friend that is constantly at the door knocking, not actually knocking, but the door of your mind, the door of your emotions, the door of your thoughts, the very door of your brain, they're sucking it out. And then they're sitting like a big sponge, just taking it in. And they never come with an idea. They never come with a thought. And you're sitting there giving. You have to know that. Know when you're doing it and you're not receiving. Because when the cup is empty, it must be refilled. So if you're giving all this instruction, all this wonderful wisdom, knowledge, what is coming back? Where are you filling your cup? Our job is to fill the cups of our cups and the cups of others. But if you're constantly filling the cups of others and you're not demanding that your cup is filled the same way, money doesn't make it happen. Because if you're drained, no amount of money can give this back to you. If you're not filling it, no amount of money can give it back to you. If you wake up in the morning and you're thinking, I have to deal with this again, then you know what? That paycheck doesn't mean a thing. You have to get up every day and be energized to do something amazing. So choose one small amazing thing to do for self every day. Find it. Find what it is you need to do. Stir you up. I get up in the morning, guys, and I am running through the morning. I get up at 5, and there isn't anything that will stop me from stretching by 5 after 5. I'm already doing my exercises. By 25 after 5, I'm starting my prayer and meditation because I've woken up my body and my mind. I am ready to put my ears to the ground to find out what it is the world is sending at me today. My phone is not important. My iPad is not important. The only thing and person that's important is me. So I know prayer and meditation after exercise works for me. Hi, Jermaine. Prayer and meditation after my exercise works for me. Nothing else. But 5 minutes after 5, I am exercising for 20 to 25 minutes. Then my prayer, and that goes on, and meditation and writing in my journal and writing 5 things I'm grateful for, that starts right there. That's what I do. And hi, Cognatis, how are you? So that's what I do. I pray, meditate, I write in my journal, and I dump. I tell you, when I say I dump, remember we talked about a book, the morning pages. You dump your thoughts in there, and it's not legible. It is not meant to be legible. The idea is your pen should never leave the paper. You are just writing, and it might be a long line. It might be, I'm so fed up with this, Oh, I want to do this. I must remember to do that. This is difficult, but it must. And that's what it is. So everything that's in your mind, you dump it on that piece of paper. And then after you've done those 3 single pages, then you go into a meditation for your career, a meditation of 15 minutes. You go in and you seek. You're now a seeker. The last thing you do before you head to the shower is seeking. 15 minutes before shower time, you should be seeking. I am seeking. So you go into self, silence and stillness. You close your eyes, you set a timer, and you make yourself as comfortable as you can because you're listening. You're listening for wisdom. You're listening for knowledge and guidance. So you must be comfortable. You stretch out, you cover yourself, you put a blanket, whatever will make you on a timer. And you will find yourself, you will go really, really deep. The more you do this, the deeper you will go. So much so, you will see it as a movie. What will happen to you at that time? It will be like a play, a movie, like you're watching TV. And your eyes are closed. Your mind is sending the message and you go deep. 15 minutes. And when you are out of it, you will have some things you need to write down. So pick up your journal, write down what you saw, what you heard, what you understood. And that little 1-2 letter words that said, love or anything, a word might come. It might be a big word. It might be a whole sentence. It might be a whole paragraph. You write that down because you won't remember it. Because at the time, you were in silence and stillness. When you come out of silence and stillness, you must write it down. These are the things you have to do for yourself, day in and day out. It becomes a practice. It becomes a routine. And once you have demanded, after that is shower time. After that is getting dressed time. After tired is drinking or eating whatever you need. Then you pick up the device. Because that device is things about everybody else but you. So why are you involving yourself in it first thing in the morning? It messes your brain up. So your device is that friend that drains you. Your device is that friend that pulls from you and don't give back. So both of them needs to be placed in at a certain time of the day. The friend that calls, you have to look at the phone and say, not now. And sometimes you have to say, just not today. I cannot take this on. The device, I will deal with you, like I say, at 8:45. After I have a friend I do a special prayer with, after that. Only after that will I look at all what is happening on the device. So this is what, there are two very destructive things. The friend that demands and take, and the device that is waiting for you to touch it. You need to ignore them both if you want to be centered and if you want to be successful. If you want to have a life that is fulfilled, that you feel fulfilled, you have to give both of those people their time that you want to allocate to them, not the time they want you to spend with them. So you have to choose. Get a morning routine that serves you. Get a morning routine that makes you feel better than you. Right now, if it doesn't help you, then you need to fix it. Nobody can fix it for you. And so I want to hear what you guys had to say about that. I know you don't expect those kind of morning blessings sometimes, but this is what we're doing today. Here you are, and what are you doing to yourself, for yourself today? So thank you, all of you wonderful human beings, for being here this morning. And I hope something touched you. I hope you got a nugget, or you got a black pearl, or you got a diamond. I hope you got something that made you think twice about your behavior. Donato said it really plain, which is my father would say, you're a fool or an ass. My dad would use those exact words. Sorry, guys, but that's one of those things. And you have to realize, don't make someone a priority if you are only an option. I like this. That woman was brilliant. I really loved her. She was brilliant. Don't make someone a priority if you're only an option. See what I mean? She taught us a lot of wonderful things. All you have to remember, guys, is that you choose how you want this day to go. You make your plans for today. Pray for me to Auntie. What is wrong with you? I'll pray for you. One of the things you have to remember, you have to choose. Like Yoko said, it makes sense. My morning is so important. Morning is so important. Energy drainers, I always open my phone whenever I get up. Wow, that must be horrible. I couldn't do that. Love your honesty, I said about Yoko. Thanks, Jermaine, 100%. What I want you guys to do, we're all wonderful. What did you say? We're all one wonderful. I agree. Thanks. Um, I will have a magnificent day. Of course you will. What I want you guys to understand is that when I come to the morning blessing is because I meditate. And what I get in that 15 minutes, because I cannot do more than 15 minutes because I'm so like this, right? And then the shower and everything. So here we are. And I have to have makeup, right? So anyway, there we go. And it comes from the meditation. So when it comes from the meditation, I bring it. And today, Yuko said to Pavle that you're so honest. But I'm so glad that I brought this up and I followed the inspiration and the intuition to do this. Because Pavlia has now the best thing for her is not to open her phone first in the morning. She's the only one that admitted to that. I am sure there are others in the world that will hear this. That is the absolutely wrong thing to do. You need time for peace and contemplation. Your body has been healing itself when you sleep. So when you wake up, your phone is the last thing you should touch. You should plan when you are going to get on the phone. That is something you have to do. Plan when you take the phone. I plan to open my phone to do this. And then I do it. And so by 9 o'clock, I will really look at what is happening on the phone. But before that, it does not matter. Because if I take on the worries or the stories or the this or the that on the phone, I am going to spoil my morning. I'm going to make 3 hours between 5 and 8 not as important as it should be. That's what will happen. And I would prefer to deal with it after I have been filled, after I have sick and I found, after I've been organized, after I'm solid. I also open my chakra in the morning. I open all my chakras first in the morning, not first thing, but somewhere in the prayer time, I will stand up and go forward to open my chakras. So when I hit the phone, whether it's positive or negative, I am ready to take it on. It's not taking me on. I don't really want to see a picture of my friend's feet. It's not important. Somebody's dinner of last night has nothing to do with my day. Somebody's opinion of me makes no difference to me. So these are the things we have to remember that we have to do. And that's what I want you to remember. So I hope you got something, your diamond, your pearl. And what I want you to remember today is that I will give you a morning blessing. I know I hope I don't open the same. One day this week we had it twice. So I'm going to read a blessing from the book. Open it, Tessa-Marie, and give us a blessing. Oh, introduction. We did that already. We'll get that already. We did that already. Okay. I'm going to have to find one that hasn't been done already. Although there's so many of those. Yeah, we did this one already. And we didn't do this one. Okay. The lake close to where I live, right down the street, a 5-minute little walk. That's the lake. And that's the garden. This actually is a plant, a tree. You can see a little of it over. See that darker tree? That's it. It will soon have these pink flowers on it. So that's what it will look like. Jermaine said all you need is love. From yourself, Jermaine, first. So let's go. Today's blessing is, whether we know it or not, we are all responsible for creating the bodies we live in. It is wonderful when we are young that we can consume all sorts of foods or drink. And that seemed to not affect our lives at all. Then one day we began to notice physical changes. That is the day to begin preparing for the years to come, but not in a fearful way, or believing that drastic changes will live to be 100 years old or more. No, creating this new body is being able to be healthy and energized and continue to love living. So, Jermaine, you got your love. So your body will change because you're getting older. What you're going to do about it? You're going to change some things. You're going to let something develop. You're going to let something grow. you're going to, so that you live a better life, a healthier life. So today's blessing on the other side is knowing when you have prepared and apply yourself to presenting your absolute best. What is left to do is stepping into the role you have created for yourself and letting it flow. Looking back at all you could have done for this moment is futile. For the moment is here. So stand up, push your shoulders back and your chest out and deliver, for you know you're prepared with every nerve and sinew in your body. I bless you with the ability to stand proud and let your work flow. Remember to make sure you're not standing in the way of the fantastic presentations flowing towards success. So make sure you are not blocking your own success. You've done all the work. You've prepared yourself. So go out knowing all you have is already there. You did the work to bring yourself to this point, and here you are. So don't hold it back saying, I'm so scared, I'm so this. Just go forward. So sending you light and joy. This is absolutely amazing. And those of you who were on the seminar last night, oh my God, I hope you had a bunch of time. I have to send somebody or two so they didn't get their notification, their passcode and ID. I will send it out to those of you who didn't get it. Send me a note to remind me, and I'll do it today. So because we're starting tonight at 7, it's going to be another lively night. There were quite a few of you up on there, and the questions were really good. Rosita was there, Donato was there, Kathleen was there. I saw Vanessa had dropped in when she was there. So it was great. Everybody had a good time. Yoko helped me a lot, and picking up the questions and reading them out. And at the end, Donato came in and spoke a little bit about what he felt and stuff like that. And it was, I was happily surprised, because you know how it is. But it was a lot of work to prepare. It's still an ongoing process, because every day I have to make sure we have content, and I love to be prepared. So because of that, I put that extra thing on myself, and I'm so glad Yoko is a great supporter, so is Donato, and you guys are help. Kathleen came on, and she had so much to offer, because she went on that same journey that all of these people are going on when she was 15 years ago. And she's so pleased with where she is in her life financially, and even emotionally. It prepares you. When your financial life is working emotionally and mentally, you're spiritually, you're more contented. So this program, you still have a chance to join. Tell a friend, join me. And it's only an hour, 60 minutes, 7 to 8. We went maybe 5 minutes past it. Tehran was on. And today, I am putting it out there. I would like somebody to have an interview with me. Call me, and I can't at 10. I have on 10:30, I have an appointment, and at 2, I have something to do. But if you want to talk to me, then I will come on your live, and you can interview me about what we're doing and how it's going to impact other lives. So I'm willing to share my thoughts and all of that with you, and you can question me about the effects of doing this and how it will help others. Because the more people, we still have 21 days left. Last night was just the first night. So if you're interested, or you know somebody who is interested, it would be great. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys, and I'm hoping that somebody will say, okay, Tessa-Marie, come on my live, and I'll ask you questions about the book. I'm offering myself. So we know what they say, if you don't ask, you don't get. So, this girl is not going to be shy. So if you have the time and you want to do a live and question me, especially if you have the book, ask what this means, where we are going, what we are hoping to get. I shouldn't tell you. You should be able to do that yourself. So don't forget tonight at 7. I miss doing a regular live because this is on Zoom. So I might fool around if I get a chance in the garden today. And if you meet me on the live, then I can post that, because it would be like we're talking about the book. So sending you light and joy. Have a wonderful morning. And I will see you guys sometime today. Just let me know what it is you're looking for and what you want. And if you know somebody who wants to join us, send me their email, and I'll send the information to them, or give them my email. I'll put it out here. Well, it's kind of late, but my email, or DM me. And so talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful, and if you want to write it down, it's Tessa-Marie Shillingford 46 @gmail.com. And here comes the Canada geese. Can you hear them? That's the Canada geese flying. Look at it. It's just, ooh, a big one. One by itself. Unusual. So have a wonderful day. Talk to you guys later. Bye.